What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Today was a bit of a bombshell day. No, we don't have a here we go yet, but we do have a here we get out of here, I guess you could say. One player that a lot of people have been waiting on. Will a renewal come? What's the situation? We have a definite final word on that player, as well as Juventus are interested in a bunch of deals done in the Mercado in London, as well as, of course, more and more news that breaks each day. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today, it's Thursday, May 19th, 2022, and of course I got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news that you care about each and every day. Sometimes I say as quickly as possible, but you know how I do. If you haven't done this before, if you haven't been here before, that's what I mean to say. Hit that like button, make sure you join and hit the subscribe button, as well as hit the bell icon so you can stay notified for all the latest news when it comes to Juventus. Let's jump into it. I don't want to waste more of your time, but again, do hit the like button. It really does help the channel continue to grow. Now, the very first news story of the day, we're going to tease the big stuff till later. So stick with us. The big stuff, the important stuff is really at the end of this video. Don't fast forward though. Do not fast forward. Just watch the video, hang out with me, talk about Juve. Okay, let's do it. The very first news story of the day is Giacomo Icobelis, who is saying that Arsenal is coming back strongly for Artur. Compared to January, is that Arsenal this time say they are ready to invest on the player. In winter, they offered a 6-month loan. Juventus would like to extend the talk to Gabriel as well. So basically what you can take from here is that not only are they going to try to just get a loaned out player option with Juventus, now they might actually invest and actually purchase them outright from the beginning. We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it when it comes to any deals that Juventus does, that they actually sell player outright rather than loan them out with an option or an obligation to buy. But that seems to be the first part of it. Now the second part of it, Gabriel, the player that Juventus are interested in, La Stampa kind of confirming this, saying that Gabriel is Juventus' choice to replace Chiellini. A swap with Artur will be proposed. Now, I said before, I like the player of Gabriel as well. He's fine, but I also think not as a replacement for Chiellini. Let's be clear. De Ligt is the replacement for Chiellini. No player will be able to replace Chiellini. As I've said millions of times on this channel, Chiellini is in my holy trinity of Juventus. It's Del Piero, Buffon, Chiellini. To me, those are the top three players. My time as being a fan at Juventus. That's my opinion. So nobody's going to really replace Chiellini, but it would be another option that will come in for the center back position. Could be Gabriel. They say Gabriel's, Juventus' choice to replace him. A swap with Artur, potentially. My thing is, though, this player is probably more on the level of bringing in like a Milinkovic. The Fiorentina Milinkovic, not Milinkovic-Savic. The Fiorentina Milinkovic, I think it's a fine player, a good one, but nothing that's going to be good for the long-term future. Also, are as good for the long-term future as some of the other options you could get in, Badia, Chile, so on and so on. The one thing, too, about him is Gabriel, they just invested in the player, or Arsenal did a couple years ago, in buying him and getting him in there. I don't know how open it really is that they'll be willing to sell him. We'll keep an eye on that. Stick with us. We'll fill you in, of course. Now, the last part of this, though, is Nico Schietta, our man, Nico Schietta. I'm going to say it right now. Nico, if you ever watch the channel, you are my guy. You are my guy on this channel. That's who I'm rolling with. You can roll with a few of these other journalists or whatever. Of course, Romeo Grassi is fantastic. Obviously the best. But Nico Schietta, I'm rolling with you. I love what Nico Schietta does out here. You'll see why at the end of this video. Anyway, Nico Schietta out here talking about Artur Melo, says Artur Melo is still in Arsenal's list. The Brazilian player can leave Juventus in the summer transfer window. From La Liga, Real Betis are also interested in the player. So there's your options. Who's interested in where he could go? I think right now Artur is probably one of our better options to end up being able to be sold, just because he's the one who has the most suitors compared to the rest of the list. All right, let's continue on. I'm talking about Ramsey. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Next up, we have Gazzetta dello Sport, who are talking about bringing in Jorginho to Juventus. I don't know what I was trying to lead with there. Anyway, they say that Juventus are also continuing to target Jorginho to be put alongside Pogba in the new midfield. McKinney could leave with Tottenham among the others showing interest, as well as say that the player is open to join Juventus, as talks with Chelsea have not taken place. Chelsea want around 30 million euros for the player. I'll say this. it's definitely heating up when it comes to Jorginho. You're hearing a lot more. I mean, it's been an ongoing saga with Jorginho. I know a lot of people may not be all the way on the Jorginho train. I still have negative feelings from him basically keeping keeping Italy out of the World Cup. Hit 2 of those freaking penalties, my guy. That's all you need to do. 2 penalties. 2! Anyway, I'm so upset. Obviously, you can tell I'm over it. But anyway, for Jorginho, he could be an option for Juventus. I think more highly of him than a lot of people do, to be honest. I understand you want Milinkovic-Savic and Pogba. I think you're going to get Pogba, and I think you're going to get somebody else alongside him. I think of the options you have out there and the options that are feasible with Juventus spending the money on Pogba, spending elsewhere, I think Jorginho is a solid option, and I think it's a good way to go for Juventus. Don't hold my feet to the fire, but I think so. But I don't think at 30 million euros. I think they'll have to get them to come down a little bit. 20, 25, we'll see. I just don't see 30 as being feasible. Maybe even less than that. I know before we talked about like 10, whatever, stuff like that, and that amount. I think somewhere in the middle. Maybe like I said, at 20, maybe, even if you get to 15, I doubt it though. So I'm saying probably more around the 20 million euro range would be more feasible. Let's keep an eye on that. We'll see how that goes. Next up, we have the update on Paul Pogba, and that's Mirko De Natale saying basically that more and more good vibes, the good feels. That's what people like to say, like to use the term vibes all the time, right? Anyway, they're good feelings when it comes to Pogba, the deal getting done. It says according, but you know what I mean. We have an accord. That's such like a, not ancient, but it's just a, colonialism term, it sounds like. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that, guys. Anyway, the parties are very close. There will be a new meeting soon. There is a willingness to close it between the end of the month and the beginning of June. So definitely, the way we've been operating on this channel is we are all systems go. There will be a Here We Go live as soon as it happens. We'll break it down. We'll talk about what this means for the future. Then we'll talk about the next steps that can happen in the Mercado. And also just kind of celebrate our boy Paul Pogba coming back to Juventus. It seems more likely now. And I know I'm talking about it like it's already done and like it's going to happen. But I feel like I could be, like I said, I could be totally ruining this for us right now. But I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like it's only a matter of time. Now, it's when, not if. All right, and then we kind of talk about another player with, Juventus potentially purchasing, and we see which one will go first, and that is Di Maria. We talked about him a lot on the channel. Nico Schietta talking about him, saying that Angel Di Maria is one step away from Juventus as a free agent, contract until 2023 at 7 million euros per season, and they are talking to insert an option for another season. I think that's probably the most feasible way to get it done, regardless of how you feel about older players coming into Juventus. I think Angel Di Maria will fit a very good position of what Allegri needs and help out massively with Vlahovic and getting him back and chugging away really with some of his goal-scoring capabilities that we know that he has. He can definitely create for him there. So keep an eye on that. We'll see. Which one will be first? Which one do you think will be first? Is it Di Maria? Is it Pogba? Are we going to have the same day thing? Please don't do the same day. We need more content. So if you could do 2-3 days apart, kind of thing, that'd be fantastic. Work on my schedule. That's all I ask. All right. And then the next news story is, of course, talking about Moise Kean. And I say, of course, like he's always bringing news. But anyway, Moise Kean, Tuttosport, is saying that not only PSG are interested in the likes of Moise Kean, but also West Ham are showing interest in the player. So there's another option Juventus could end up offloading him for. If West Ham somehow come to a deal where they just want to buy him, and that makes it, I'm fine with it. And then you can bring in Raspadori and get whatever, get that stuff rolling and get it done. PSG, I'm not as high on now because PSG don't just want to buy him. They want to include Paredes in the deal, and I'm not impressed with the Paredes. And I'd say thanks but no thanks. I'd rather get Jorginho than Paredes, right? That's how I'm looking at it. No thanks. If West Ham, bring that money. Bring that Premier League money. You may not be at the top, but bring that money, right? All right, and then the latest news, the news that we have breaking right now, Nico Schietta, and this is not the one I was really talking about, but Nico Schietta was one of the first ones reporting it that I saw at least today, and it broke just momentarily ago. But Federico Bernardeschi will leave Juventus as a free agent. It is confirmed. His contract will not be extended with the Bianconeri any further past, I guess Sunday, or Saturday. They changed it. It was on Sunday for the longest time. They switched the day. And then also, just confirming it, the Bible himself, Romano Cresti says, confirmed, Bernardeschi will not extend his contract with Juventus. So there we go. His time is done. I know a lot of people will say, I was a defender of Bernardeschi for a long time, and when I say this, because I'm an Italian shill, and that's just how I work. But at the same time, he was not bringing it to the table. I yelled and screamed about it yesterday on the live, talking about the situation with him, about how he hasn't done anything, how the people are so happy about Bernardeschi because he brings so much, a jack of all trades, master of none. Really, it doesn't work. That doesn't work with what Juventus needs. It hasn't worked under any of the coaches that we've had, from Allegri to Sarri to Pirlo, back to Allegri. It hasn't worked out. Yeah, you had a game and a half, 2 games where you had a couple assists and a goal. Congratulations. That ain't doing it for us, bud. So it is what it is. I'm sorry if we ever need a backup goalkeeper. I'm sorry that he can't be able to step up in that role since he can do it all. But it is what it is. I do want to say, I guess thanks for his time here. But it's just, that's it. I want to be kind to Bernardeschi, and I want to say that. But unfortunately, it's not going to work out. You wanted more money than you really... And that's what bothers me. That's what irked me, is the money. The 4 million euros that he hasn't earned. The 4 million euros he was trying to demand from Juventus early on. And I think that's what set Arriva Bene and said, no, sir. You're out of here. No thanks. It's that situation. That's what bothered me as a fan, as a whatever. You think you're worth 4 million euros? Hell no. And now you're probably looking at Lazio being one, and they want to offer him 1.3 million euros. So instead of just making the 2 or the 3 that Juve were maybe offering you 2 and 2.5, now you're stuck at probably 1.3. We'll see if anybody else actually comes to the table and pays more than that. But sorry about your luck. These things happen. It's the business world. You made the wrong move. All right. Speaking of... I probably yelled right in the mic, and this is the one that I'm talking about, the bombshell, the whatever, things that maybe people suggest and probably knew, but at the same time, it is what it is. We're going to talk about it. Nico Schietta comes in, and this is in a conversation on Twitter. It was in Italian, I had to have it translated through the Twitter thing, so bear with me. But basically just confirming some not so lovable things about Paulo Dybala. Maybe it changed the way you feel about him, I don't know. But Nico Schietta basically confirms, and he says, as already said 20 days ago, there will be a new meeting, the 3rd since February. But this was an old tweet or something, or somehow somebody said it. I'll translate, because this was back and forth. The 3rd since February, there will be a new meeting between Antun and Morata at the end of the championship. That's the 3rd meeting, meaning that they met since February, since before his non-renewal was completed. He was flirting with Inter the entire time. May not surprise you, whatever. You may not care, but to me, I think a lot of fans who put their hope and their faith in whatever, and they love Dybala, the Dybala fanboys, you should be pretty pissed about that. You should be, if you're a Juventus fan. If you're just a Dybala fanboy, if you're like a Ronaldo fanboy, fine. Go get that Inter shirt, go wear it next year, fine. Continues on to say, very hot Inter next week. We will discuss for 3 years, option of the 4th year of 7 million per season. So, you're probably going to get 7 million per season. You're going to make less at Inter than what Juventus were offering in October. You sold your soul to the quote-unquote devil, basically, with Inter. You've ruined, potentially, I mean, no, potentially, I say potentially if he doesn't go to Inter. But if you go to Inter, you have ruined all goodwill with Juventus fans. You've ruined anything that you could get from Juve, as well as like any kind of honoring afterward. No, it's done. It's kaput. You were not a legend, and you never were a legend. I know a lot of people, idiots. I use the word idiots. I know somebody said that yesterday about me not wanting Perisic. But you know what? Idiots who are battling for him and saying that he is a Juventus legend. Hell no, you are not a Juventus legend. You know what? You're barely a Juventus great anymore. That's the situation as it stands. Dybala was flirting with Inter long before Juventus, before they even had the meeting that I got in here and screamed about each and every day. The meeting. Wouldn't they come? The whole time they're behind the scenes, Jordi Anton and him flirting with Inter. Hey, I want to go here. Hey, what can I do? What can I give you under the table if you give me a little something under the table as well? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's the situation. Bleep Paulo Dybala if that's the situation. So whatever. I mean, yeah, that's it. I'm a little heated. It is annoying. It's frustrating. I don't know how you other Juventus fans feel about this, but I don't know. It just seems pretty shady to me. Figure out your situation with Juventus. Juventus were willing to sit down at the table, and you were doing this the whole time. Is what it is. Shows that his heart was not in Juve. I don't care if he gets on there and cries or whatever, and cries as he was walked off the pitch by Bonucci or whatever you want to say. I don't care. I don't care. It just shows your professionalism was that of a child, and he is a child. That's it. He's a kid. doesn't have loyalty, doesn't have any of that. It is what it is. Juventus didn't show the same loyalty, but at the same time, it makes sense why all this stuff happened the way it did when you were flirting the entire time and delaying stuff the entire time. If you're still up to bat for Dybala, have at it. I mean, I'm not burning his shirt or anything like that. Let's not kid ourselves. I'm an adult. I also realize the situation with him. If it were the other way, if it weren't for him flirting and all that, I wouldn't be as upset about Inter, because it would just be like, yeah, Juve didn't want him. But instead, he was flirting with you Inter the entire time. Couldn't even get that one out. Today, Junior, if you've watched Billy Madison. Anyway, that'll do it for today's edition of the news. Let me know your thoughts on all the topics we talked about today. Bernardeschi's not renewing. Dybala is a snake. We knew it the entire time. He was a snake, shedding his skin behind the scenes, trying to slither away to Inter, and then trying to go against the club and anybody who is a fan of him that is a Juventus fan. And then all the other stuff's about, Jorginho, Arthur, all that stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Actually, smash that like button right now. Smash it. Smash the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to stay notified for all the latest videos. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, wait. Follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and follow me at Justin Sofer. It's there right now at the bottom of the screen. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve. Forza Bianconeri.